All right, there. This is Joe Diazana, hashtag Howdy from Houston, hashtag the Property Joes. And we just wanted to bring some good information because in this world of internet and media, there's a lot of information out there and not actually a whole lot of wisdom. And wisdom is context. So, one of the things is there going to be a crash? Is there something that is influential because of the interest rate and the inflation and low supply that is heading for the market crash? I'm a buyer. Should I wait for the rates to come down? Oh, I hear that there's going to be some foreclosures. All of these are really, really great questions. And maybe I can support and help you through that by giving you some data from recent economists and graphs that kind of will give us some insight to that. So the very first thing is lending regulations have remained stable. Back during the actual housing bubble, where people were taking equity out of their homes and buying second homes and investment properties, the regulations were very, very loose. Today, you actually had to show that you can support the income of both mortgages in case you lose your job, or that you can support both of them in case one of the rental properties is vacant. So they're a lot more strict. So number one, the lending regulations allow for more stability in the market. So the second thing is, let me find it. Foreclosures, past and present. So back in this graph, if I'm looking at pretty closely, you see a really high amount of foreclosures, and obviously that was because buyers who were not primary buyers, owner occupants, were buying properties, really had no business buying it, and so then they let it go because guess what? They took their money out of their homes in really high appreciating areas and then putting it into investment properties in different locations, and didn't make any sense financially. So you can see from this graph closer to where we are today that there are not that many foreclosures. So we don't have an oversupply of homes that are not being seen and used. So that's the second reason. Um, the third reason is housing supply. So we're talking about primary residence. A lot of the market is driven by home ownership, primary resident. You live in the house that you buy. And now look, the average months of supply back in during the recession, the big one, is these are numbers of months of supply, which means if there's no other properties that go on the market, this is how long at the current rate it will consume those properties. So look at that. It's really, really high. And now it's been super low for the last 3 or 4 years. And if you can even look prior to prior to COVID, 3 or 4 years, it's fairly reasonable. Did you know that 6 months is what we call equilibrium? And if it's lower than 6 months, it's a seller's market. It's higher than 6 months, it's a buyer's market. And what matters is how far from 6 months it is. So that means it's the speed at which it moves. So it's super important to understand that. Those are three things. Now let's talk about our local area in Houston. Why is that important, and who really cares? Even if the national conversation, we have some differences. I just Googled Houston population growth, and look at this graph here. Look how incredible we're here. This is 2023. And if you can notice, this is, let's see, light vehicle fleet, real estate GDP. Look, everything is going up and to the right. This is a plan for 2040 regional transportation. So there are people and organizations trying to figure out how to handle the inbound migration of lots of people. And there are reasons for that. Main reason for Houston, in my opinion, is we have a low cost of living. We have lots of jobs, and Quite honestly, we have a lot of space. And so once we decide, hey, we need more room, we just continue to build. A lot of places, for example, our sister city in Austin, they're bounded by the lake and mountains, which are government owned. So you can only build so much, driving the supply and new construction costs up. So there's a lot of people moving in. So we have an interesting thing, even though there's a conversation around um, the the recession and a conversation around not enough properties and things like that. It's overlaid with this inbound migration of Houstonians, new Houstonians. Welcome, welcome. 100,000 a year for the last 80 to 100,000 a year for the last several years, and the projections are going to be even more. So, um, that's it. If you have any more information, questions about this information, you're confused, or if you know of anyone that's looking to make some sense about this in the Houston area, be more than happy to help. And if you know someone that's looking to move or buy across the country, we can connect them some great qualified professionals that we've known for almost 2 decades. I've been in the business for about 16 years, so super excited to serve and take care of those who you care about. All right, that is it. Have a good one.